Hey everybody, welcome to Monday, and today is day number 2 of the Saponificio Varesino series, and today we're going to highlight Cubebe. We'll be right back. Hey everybody. Welcome to Monday for those of you that are back to work. Sorry. So today, again, by request from some subscribers to bring Saponificio Varesino back into the rotation, I'm going to do a series on all the SV soaps that I have. So it's going to take probably a couple of weeks to get through it all. Had an interesting comment from somebody yesterday regarding what soaps that I would use for the fall months. And of course, it's a little different here because fall in Arizona is, 70 degrees. But when it does get colder in January and February, where we do get, snow and some cooler temperatures, I have a tendency to lean towards... all of them are good summer or winter because they have, a lot of them have base notes of wood and stuff like that. So I'm sure they're okay. But I have a tendency to lean towards Tundra Arctica because it has some high mountain berry and oud. And the oud really is a warming type of wood for those of you folks that have ever had Tom Ford or any of the oud extracts. That would be one. The other one that I don't use that often, but that would lean more towards a winter usage would be Cosmo. Desert Vetiver, you could argue, but it's still kind of a brighter scent. But like I said, they all can be used summer or winter. It just depends on how you feel. I've never been the type that says, hey, we need to rotate all of our winter scents back to our summer scents and vice versa. The only fragrance profile that doesn't really work for me is anything sweet, or believe it or not, dragon's blood. And I know everybody loves dragon's blood. I just can't. Anything with that frankincense and myrrh, I've got to be real careful with. And dragon's blood just doesn't do it for me, summer or winter. It's very cloying to me. Okay, here we go. I'm not using a Saponificio Varesino razor today. I'm going to save that for tomorrow if we get a video done. And I just put a brand new blade in the Essence. This has got a Feather Pro Guard blade in it. They actually came back into stock on Amazon. So I picked up some for the shop. Although I do really like the Kai MG Pro Guards, but the feathers are nice. The SV soap we're using today is Cubebe. And those of you that follow our channel, which I hope you do, and if you haven't, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And then don't forget to come and see us at www.theshavingcadre.com. As always, we feel we're the best wet shaving forum and gentlemanly pursuit forum on the interwebs. And then don't forget to come see our other channel, Rocks and Roads. We're going to have some really neat stuff coming up in the next week or two. And then also, don't forget our live show, Drinks and Daves, on YouTube on 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. And it'll be 6 p.m. and then it'll go back to 5 p.m. But 6 p.m. Pacific, just remember that. But anywho, for those of you that follow me quite often, you'll note that I use CBL made a witch hazel called Litsia Cubebe. Now, SV's Cubebe came out quite a bit before that, but it's wonderful. And once I put my eyes back in, I'll tell you what the notes are for this specific soap. And there's no need to go over how nice the lather and how it shaves is. The one thing that this one has in it that's a little bit better for the skin than most of the other ones is an oil called Mannoia de Tahini, I believe. And that may be wrong. I'll double check it when we're done here. And it's an oil that really, really is good for the skin. And you can actually feel it in this soap, in any of the soaps that have it in it. It just feels really moisturizing. And that's fantastic. I mean, it's great. Yesterday, I mentioned a little bit about why I was no longer a brand ambassador for Saponificio Varesino. And normally I don't like to air any dirty laundry as far as that goes, but for those of you that are considering or have already purchased Saponificio Varesino, you deserve to know the truth about what happened. I'm going to save that for next weekend. We'll talk about things that went very, very well and things that went very, very wrong in that relationship. Because there are some things that occurred where there was a crossover between Saponificio Varesino and the shaving cadre and me as well. And, I think people deserve to know that. What went right, what went wrong. Because to me, everything is about integrity. And when you don't have integrity, quite frankly, you're dead to me. And that has a lot to do with that. Not to mention that it put my members of the shaving cadre at odds with us because of something that they did. And that I don't like. When you take, because the cadre members were my customers, basically. And when you take my customers and piss them off to the point where they're yelling at us, es no bueno. So we'll talk about that as well. Now, let me preface that by saying I love the product. I will continue to buy the product because it's a good product. So this was more of a business thing that occurred. But again, I feel that transparency is very important. And so we'll talk about that next week. Now it turned out okay because there is Brand to Markets, which is the U.S. distributor. So you can buy directly from the U.S. And then you can also buy from some other purveyors that carry their soaps. As always, the Feather Pro Guard sometimes can be a little bit harsh for the first shave. This is this is a brand new blade, but sometimes it's very smooth. I'm right in the middle with this one. I think in reviewing the Feather Pro Guard and the Kai MG guard, I think that the MG, because and I don't know if you can see that on that, but the wire wraps the wire wraps are tighter in the MG Pro Guard. What I will say is that the Pro Guard, the MG Pro Guard, the Kai, starts out smoother. But the performance of the blade fades much quicker than the Feather Pro Guard. So from a cost standpoint, especially when I'm looking at using it in the shop, because obviously with multi-pass daily shaves, if I use this, because I use this and a number of other regular straight razors for the shaves, it just depends on the client preference, what they want to pay, because I charge more for a true straight razor shave. And then just the fact that the MGs fall off quicker. From a cost standpoint to the business, it's quite a bit more because I did that when the feathers weren't available. And also I choose these blades because I have the Feather Pro and I have the Feather Super. So if I am going to use this razor for a somebody who has a heavy beard, which I very rarely do, I'll use the Feather Super. So I have all of them. But it's nice to have these back in the stock, and I usually keep the Feather Pro Guards, at least one cassette, so to speak, here. Now I did get a little bit of an Allen bite this time, which I figured I would with the brand new blade, but that'll go away tomorrow. I mean, it usually only takes about 3 passes to go through that. So we'll let that percolate while we get cleaned up, and then we'll go over everything, including the scent notes of Cubebe. Now, I've talked about Kubebe before, and it's a plant that resembles lemon in fragrance, but it's just got wonderful facial properties. And then, of course, if you add the Manoi de Tahiti or Tahini, I'll double check that in a minute. So as I said, everything in the software today and for the brush is SV related. The witch hazel, of course, is Cubebe. It's the only Cubebe witch hazel that I know of in existence. And what we're going to be using is CBL Litsia Cubebe. I'm hoping that he decides to make more of this because it could very well be the witch hazel that you use on a permanent basis. Oh, it's got that pungent, and it's not lemon, but man, you'd be fooled to not think it was lemon, because when I sniff the lemony goodness of this, and I smell Thayer's lemon. Thayer's lemon is a little softer. This has more of an antiseptic lemon, but oh, so nice. Okay, so for the razor today, we saw it, we loved it. The Essence by Titleist, and that has a brand new Feather Pro Guard blade. The brush today is an SV brush, but it was a special limited edition that we did for our anniversary for the Shaving Cadre. So it's the same brush, it's the Artisan 2.0. It has the pewter ring. We decided to do these in gold, but some people have taken that gold finishing off and made it back to pewter. And then, of course, it says the Shaving Cadre on it. So this was a unique brush, never been done before, but there were issues, and we'll discuss that as well next week. And it does have a High Mountain Manchurian white knot in it. Okay, for the aftershave, we are using Cubebe, and this is, like I said yesterday, this is in what was traditionally the barber's only container, and then they decided to put them all in here, and I think it's fantastic. The one thing that I will say that Saponificio does better than anybody is their presentation. The presentation is classy, it's beautiful. This is all a separate unit than the aluminum bottle, and it is in relief, and you know, some people would say it's very it's not very exciting, but when you look at the relief of it, it's fantastic, and all the product matches the same theme. And again, this is like between a gel and a splash. All natural alcohols, and the aftershave hangs on pretty good. With the SV stuff that I do not have an EDP for, the aftershave can be used, without breaking the molecular bounds of it by just tapping it on. It can suffice pretty good for an EDP or an EDT. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get the longevity out of it. Sticking with that kind of spicy lemony type flavor today, we're switching away from Clubman, and we're doing Yardley Gold. It's got a nice kind of a spicy lemony feel to the talc, and Yardley is just great talc to begin with. What I call kind of a legacy company. Okay, and then for our EDP, we do have the fragrance for this one, and this is Saponificio Varesino Cubebe. And we're going to go over the notes here in just a minute. Give me a second, guys, because I have to get my glasses on. Now, I will say that the Cubebe EDP, because it is an eau de parfum, is a little softer than the aftershave. It doesn't have quite that sharp smack in the face type thing. Okay, so we know that we did a Cubebe complete shave. So Cubebe is a plant that it's called the Piper Cubebe plant, and this is an evergreen fern native to Indonesia, and it gives that plant the Java pepper or Pepe de Guayaba type name. So that's why it has that lemony fragrance. It is used and incorporates, I was right, it's Manoi de Tahiti, which is a moisturizing oil that is used in the soap and the aftershave that just keeps your face feeling good. So let's talk about fragrance. On the top notes, you have bergamot, lemon, and white fir. So it opens, boom, it hits you. And the lemon is a very sharp type lemony. The middle notes are pepper and nutmeg, so it warms up. So you could use this with the pepper and nutmeg in the winter months. And then the base notes are very woody, as a lot of the SV products are. It's got patchouli, vetiver, labdanum, and benzoin, which gives that fragrance and the lasting power. And the Cubebe lasts longer, obviously, than the 70th because of the properties of it. Anyhow, that's day 2 of Saponificio Varesino. I hope if you're considering it, make sure you buy it through Brands to Market or any of your favorite purveyors. There's no need to go directly to Saponificio Varesino anymore. So that's it for today. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Barber Dave. This is Barber Dave Shaves and Such, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow with another SV review. Take care.